Welcome back to The Price of Business. This is Sigmund Kramer. And, I've got Lance Malone of Standard Supply with us, calling all the way from the great area of Irving up north in Texas. Hey, Lance, how are you doing, buddy?
Doing good, Sigmund. How are you today?
I'm doing great, thanks. Due to the wizardry of technology, it sounds like you're right here in the building with me.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing, isn't it?
It really, really is. Well, listen, you've been serving the Houston area and apparently North Texas as well for a long time with Standard Supply. Do me a favor. Tell our listeners what Standard Supply is all about, and then you can introduce your guest.
Okay, will do, Sigmund. Standard Supply is a distributor of heating, air conditioning, ventilation, and refrigeration products. And what we do, since 1946, we've been helping the best contractors in Texas take care of homeowners and businesses, keeping them comfortable and keeping their refrigeration needs taken care of. And you can find out more about Standard Supply at ssdhvac.com. That's ssdhvac.com. And today I'm excited. I've got Richard McClure in the studio with me. Richard is the owner of Fox Services out in Forney, Texas. And you can find out more about them at foxairandheat.com. That's foxairandheat.com.
Great.
Welcome to the program, Richard.
Well, thanks for having me.
Can you tell us a little bit about your background and tell us a little bit about Fox Services?
Yeah, I'm the owner of foxairandheat.com. I'm a native Dallasite. We're a relatively small air conditioning and heating company, but we're actually big on service and value. We've been serving the DFW Metroplex for over 10 years. We specialize in residential and light commercial maintenance, repair, and system changeouts. I'm actually a NATE certified heat pump specialist, and we stay up to date with the latest training and technologies. I'm proud to say we don't replace light bulbs, we don't unclog toilets, we don't clean carpets or do AC on the side. So it actually allows us to focus on our primary job, and that's actually comfort for our customers. So we treat each customer just like they're part of our family.
Outstanding. Well, tell us about how you got into this business.
Well, really, I have family members that were in the air conditioning business, worked for them for years, got to know the trade, commercial, residential, and just was looking for an opportunity that we could expand the business and offer more services to our customers. So when I had the opportunity to do that, I took advantage of it.
Outstanding. So, Richard, tell us, when do your customers typically call you?
Usually when something's broke and it's either burning up outside or it's freezing outside. Typically 6 o'clock on Friday night seems to be pretty typical. It's never convenient, or they never plan on it happening.
So they don't call you to just talk about the weather or the movie they saw last weekend, huh?
No, that's usually not the conversation.
So when they call you because something is broken. Usually they're AC in this area that we live. What's the best possible outcome for your customer when they call you and their AC is broken?
Well, really the best outcome is if we can go out there, diagnose the problem, get it repaired quickly, and do it at a fair price. A lot of times we can do that really in the same day that they call.
Outstanding. So your goal is to be able to fix your customer's problem on the first trip.
That's our goal.
What does it take to be able to do that?
Well, really you need good, skilled technicians that can diagnose the problem, do it correctly, and then you got to have somebody that really wants to fix the problem. And on top of that, you got to have lots of inventory on the truck so that you can actually get the repair made while you're on site and get it done right the first time.
Okay. So what percentage of the service calls you get from your customers are you actually able to make the repair on your first trip?
Well, we're really run about a 95% of the calls that we do. We can actually get them up and running on that first call. And sometimes if we don't have the parts on the truck, we can actually call suppliers like yourself, like Standard Supply, and actually be able to get them to open up after hours if we need the parts.
Well, that's great. Why are a lot of AC companies not able to do this? I mean, tell us about situations that you've encountered where other nameless competitors of yours have shown up and not been able to fix the problem, and then they've called you.
Well, really, sometimes they're so big that you call into an answering service, somebody schedules a call, then 1 or 2 days later, technician shows up, looks at the problem, and then realizes, guess what? Don't have the part on the truck. So they don't really have the big enough truck to carry enough stock. So when they do finally get there, the next thing you know, they got to reschedule that to come back and repair it later. So really, we've had to expand, use the bigger trucks, stock it with a lot more inventory, so that when we get out there, we can actually fix it when we're there.
Excellent. Yeah, so what I hear you saying is it takes a bigger investment from your AC service company for each individual truck on the road for them to be able to provide that first call repair.
Exactly.
If they have the smaller truck with a lower investment in inventory, then they're less likely to show up and have what they need.
That's exactly correct.
Okay. Well, what do you estimate is the average additional downtime that a customer is going to experience when their AC service company can't fix it on the first trip?
Really, from what we've heard from customers that we've been able to go out and get it done, on the spot, they've told us they've been put off for 1 to 2 days before a technician could even get out there. And then a lot of times, because they don't have it on the truck, they have to come back the following day with the correct part. So it takes more time. It's more expensive for the parts. So ultimately, it costs them more money.
What do you think is the best case scenario when a contractor shows up at a no air, no heat service call and they don't have the part? How much time are we looking at in a best case scenario?
Best case scenario, if they know where to go get the part and it's in stock, it would probably take, in Dallas traffic, you're looking at additional at least 2 to 3 hours.
Right. And so, like you said, your customers never call you when it's 70 degrees outside. So at the best case scenario, if they have a contractor show up with no air and he doesn't have the part, they're looking at a minimum of 2 to 3 hours of additional extreme conditions in their home before it gets cooling again.
Yeah, that's correct. And when it's already 90-something degrees in the house, it's 100 degrees outside, it gets warm real quick.
Right. Well, what role as your supplier can we play in helping you fix your customers' problems on the first trip?
Well, really, you've got different part stores throughout the Metroplex that makes it convenient to restock the trucks. You have a list of truck stock parts that help us know what to keep on the trucks. You have an app that helps us with that as well. And you've got a lot of knowledgeable people that when we call in there, we've got sales people that are dedicated to serving us. You've got knowledgeable staff at the counters. You've got plenty of staff at the counters when you walk in there, so there's usually not a long wait. Some of our other suppliers, when you go in there, you could wait 45 minutes or an hour just to get, and you got to pick a number or put your name on a list before you can even get service. So, Standard really does a good job at providing that service when we need the parts.
Oh, that sounds good, Lance and Richard. That's great. This is Sigmund stepping in here. We're about out of time. I'd like to get some more contact information for our listeners, if I may.
Sure. Richard, why don't you give your contact information again?
You can contact foxairandheat.com on the web at foxairandheat.com, and you can spell out the and our phone number here in Dallas is 214-392-7584, and you can give us a holler day or night if you have a problem. We're there 24/7. We do free service calls for new customers, and we do $39 system checkouts for new customers as well. So once we meet a customer, we like to keep them.
Outstanding. And you can find out more about Standard Supply at ssdhvac.com. And I would invite any contractors out there listening who do home service to check out our new mobile app called Stock My Truck. You can find that on the Apple Store or Google Play for your iPhone or Android device.
Excellent. It's great that you guys are keeping up with technology there on the cutting edge of technology. And Standard Supply, Lance Malone, thanks so much. We'll be talking to you here for another segment right after this break on The Price of Business.
Oh, let the sun beat down upon my face.